Hello, my name is Fraibet Aveledo. I am a lecturer at the Department of English Language and Applied Linguistics.
Hi, I'm Christos Pliatsikas. I'm an associate professor at the School of Psychology and Clinical Language Sciences.
Christos, there is a very interesting line of research now studying what are the potential effects of being bilingual in the brain. And what is really interesting is that these studies are finding that apparently all population, from children to older adults, those who are bilinguals present some benefits in some areas of cognition, even in their brain structure. So for example, they have found that children who are bilingual could be more creative, that some older adults could have a better attention than monolinguals, for example. So how do you explain this? What is going on with being bilingual, speaking more than one language?
So yes, absolutely, Fraibet. And in order to understand these findings, we need to understand what bilingualism means to the mind and the brain. So if you're bilingual, you practically have two means of describing the world around you, right? Two languages. And we know very well from research now that all of the languages that you speak are active, are available at any time to use, which also means they compete. Every time you speak to your first language, the second one also competes for production, but you need to use the one that's appropriate for the context you're in. So the bilingual brain needs to change, needs to adapt in order to deal with this challenge. And these adaptations to the brain can be observed, as you said, in behavior. So bilinguals could be faster in some cognitive tasks, but also nowadays we see them at the brain level, and we see that certain parts of the brain that deal with this challenging task of controlling between two languages get reinforced over time. What is quite important is that we have evidence now that this challenging experience of bilingualism may have specific benefits in older age, because if the brain has gone through this reinforcement over the years, it seems like it gets more resilient to aging, which means it ages at a slower rate. Certain parts of the brain, certain structures of the brain keep their structure intact for longer periods of times. And obviously this has particular importance. You have a very interesting project looking at the cognition, the cognitive abilities of patients with multiple sclerosis that are also bilingual.
Well, first let me define what is multiple sclerosis. Multiple sclerosis is a neurodegenerative disease that affects the axon of the brain cells or the nervous system in general. Some white cells attacks a layer that covers the axon, and at the end the cell can die. Yes, multiple sclerosis is a disease that affects mainly a young population. It is believed that 1 in 500 young adults will get the disease. So around 30% of them present issues in cognition. And what we have found is that actually these patients who are bilinguals, they present better attention. For example, they are better than monolingual speakers that have multiple sclerosis. These studies are telling us that bilingualism should be taken as a variable in the same way when we study, for example, gender or education as a potential variable that will determine or will create differences within the population. Then also speaking more than one language should be considered when we are evaluating patients with this disease.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. That's a really interesting topic.